Hello, welcome back to the next video. I don't know. This is a 72 350 SL in full AMG kit. So 3.5 liters untouched, but at least it's 3.5 liter. It should rev pretty good. It's a Euro car. It has a full like blue leather wrapped everything interior. Came from Barry Taylor Auctions, I think was the name. Doing this car for a friend Alan, and hasn't run in I don't know how long, judging by the brown varnished goo that is or was the old gas in the gas tank and the stench in this barn. It's been a while, probably 15 to 20 years if I had to guess, but we're going through. They've already installed a new tank. You'll see some of that, and we've redone the fuel pump and filter and lines back there. Next up, I'm working on doing the soft lines up front on the D-Jet fuel system. There's like 4 or 5, 6 lines up there that are all 2-3 inches connecting the fuel rails and stuff. So that's what I'm doing next. But here it is. Yeah, dipped in white. It's a great car. I'll be taking you through what I do to usually recondition something that's been sitting for a long time and bringing it back. So yeah, first order is fuel system, and then we'll work on some of the rubber stuff and fluids and all that jazz. But really what I like to do is get the fuel system clean, blow everything out, ultrasonic the injectors, get all that situated, then try to make it run. If it runs, then we'll go do all the other stuff. But not my budget this time, it's for someone else. So really it's just really easy to get a new tank, everything. Most of my parts from Auto House AZ for this one. Yeah. So without that, we'll have you follow along and go through the process of reviving this sucker. It should be fun. Okay. So I'm working on the fuel system on here. Took the old pump out. It's the early D-Jet style pump, so it's a little bit different than the replacement Bosch cells, but it comes with a little adapter. And then you can screw on just like a CISE fuel line, cut the hose off, and then you get a barb, and then you can run that to your filter, and then it's fine. There's a little restrictor in the piece that they send you with the pump, so the PSI is only like whatever D-Jet is, 35 or something. So back here just plumbing that up, do a hose from here to here, do the one from the filter up to the hard line, probably try to blow out that hard line before we get too carried away, but the line's so petrified it would probably just explode if I put air to it, so we'll put the new hose on there first. We've already got the new tank screen and the big hose that comes off of it. This car has this vent thing. I don't know, it says a Euro car, so maybe things are weird, but it's definitely an afterthought, I think, for like a California emissions type dealio. Anyways, I'm gonna do that, hook that stuff up, trim some line, blah, blah, blah. Did I bring the line back here? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, right in the bucket of crap. Great. Nice. Wonderful. Smells like varnish. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I love starting the day stinking like varnish. Love the trees and the acorns, and they make sounds like consistent gunshots all day long. I tried to fight the squirrels one year, but I lost, so I don't even mess with them anymore. So I think this is my first. Yeah, I don't know if this is the first or second year with the steel roof. I used to just have a normal roof, it's shingles and stuff, but anyways, that's enough rambling about that. Got that installed. This needs to come over here. Mercedes usually has these reusable zip ties littered around the car. This one's got a little plug on it, so it can clip in up here and wrap the hose around. Will it shatter when I try to clip it back in? It might. And it just gets a normal zip tie. But this one, I don't know. Wow. Well, it's in there. See if it holds once we get it zip tied through. Alright, we're going to start working on replacing all of these fuel lines that go everywhere. And as an added bonus, just take all the injectors out, clean them in the ultrasonic. But there's a lot of hoses up here for D-Jet. You have basically one at each corner that connect the fuel rails together. Then this one that goes to cold start. These two supply and return. And there's this little J thing here. They're all over. So we're going to replace them. These damn acorns. Oh, that one's really rusty. That one came back. There's also little hoses on top of each injector. These ones have been serviced, but some of them look questionable, so we'll probably just go ahead and replace them anyways. I got the hose, so. Who is calling me? Okay, found the right screwdriver. Oh yeah, there we go. Make sure this is good and loose. I think maybe it would behoove us to drizzle a little oil down these injector holes. Just get that top end, get the top of the pistons some oil or something, I don't know, but yeah, here's part of it. These have at least been replaced. Usually there's a little O-ring, or not. I forget, it's been a minute since I thought about D-Jet things. Oh yeah, the O-ring's still on there, it's on the bottom. But yeah, a little bit of trash, but we'll probably go in here and give that a suck with the old shop vac. But see how these have the little hoses on each one? Like this side's been done, the other side's still got the old style with nice clamps like these. I'll reuse them, but it'll be nice new hose. So looks almost like the wrong hose, or when you like tighten it down too far, it starts oozing. So yeah, we will take these off, throw them in the ultrasonic, and then put them back. But get the other side off here. Did I loosen that one yet? Yeah, I did. This one's a little trickier. Bunch of shit in the way. Come on! Nope, forgot one.
What is that farting noise? I don't know. Something's making a noise that's strange. Gosh! Petrified rubber! Alright. We're getting the knife. The cutters or something. Oh man, you can't even cut this shit. Absolute petrified. There we go. Now. Come on! Hey, I just installed those. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Oh, nice new fresh hose. You don't even need a damn hose clamp. Release yourself. Ugh. Oop, shot a hose clamp somewhere. I heard it hit the ground. Yes. Perfect. Rail numero dos. So we will take this, pop these off, throw them in the ultrasonic. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back to installing them. Alright, here we are at my esteemed workbench in the shape of an R100 BMW motorcycle, but whatever. So what we're going to do is just cut a bunch of these little sections. A bunch meaning 8. Okay, we'll do the rest of these, pop them over, and then we'll kick back on the car. Okay guys, got the fuel hoses all done. Everything's back on, no fuel in it. Put a battery in it, no sparks, so that's good. I think what I'm going to do next is just crank and let it try to build some oil pressure. So before we try to give it any fuel, will be good to have some oil, and it doesn't want to start right away. So I think we're going to do that. So here we are. Oh, yes. What is that cute little noise? Seatbelts? I don't know. Come on. There we go. Cool, we got oil pressure. What is that? Dink dink. Must be the seatbelt thing. It sounds like an actual bell. Anyways, yeah, the radio did work. Which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't think the antenna went up though. Nope. Okay. All right, so we've got oil pressure. That must be fasten seatbelt, but anyways, yeah, let's set you up out front and pour some gas in this sucker. All right, well, here goes nothing. The fuel is primed up. I don't see any active leaks at the moment. I checked the points, they looked okay. So, we'll see. See what this old girl can do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. It's waking up. Sweet. Sucker runs great, no valve train noise or nothing. I mean, for a second there to get some oil and then bam, it was gone. So that's great news. It barely just a little poo of smoke. I'm very happy with that. And that's what I didn't even plug the MAF or the whatever this is back in. Shouldn't matter. Make it idle a little less high, but let's do a quick check. See if we have any leakage on the injectors. Any of those new hoses that I replaced. Good. I don't see any. Time will tell here. I didn't even tighten that one hose clamp and it didn't leak, so oops. But when you have the right size hose to fill the gap, it's usually not too big of a deal. We'll quick tighten that down before we cause a fire. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. The air cleaner back on. Make sure you snag on the breather hose in the back. Settle it right down. I think we should fire it up again. We get the MAF plugged in or whatever. I think it's a MAF. I don't know what it is. Airflow sensor of sorts. See how fast she fires. Oh yeah, what a sweetheart. Power steering's a little low. Oh yeah, she runs good. Okay, idle's a little high. I know the coolant's low. We need to replace some coolant hoses. In particular, there's a larger hose here that bridges from water pump top part to the manifold. This hose looks gross. It's like swollen on the end or something. I don't know. There is some coolant in it. The radiator's a little scary looking, but I think now that we know it runs good, go through and replace that stuff and go from there. Power steering seemed a little low. Oh, okay, Hercules put that on. So, anyways, I'm happy with that. Maybe it'll move, I don't know. Tires go flat within, a couple minutes here. So I guess probably long enough though if we took the tires off, or not tires, took the wheel dollies off from the tires, put air in it, we could back it up and drive it over the lift now. But, it starts, it runs good, so that, I think next up, we will, like I said, get the tires off my fancy dollies. those guys. We will put some air in the tires, see if the trans works, and then if that works, we'll drive her over to the left, and we've got a whole slew of other parts to throw at it. First order business is probably some brakes. I'd like to be able to stop. There's no pads in the front, so you know they roll nice, but I don't know about caliper piston on rotor action. But so yeah, we'll move on to that next. Okay, well we're gonna see if we can move this with minimal brakes. Get it on the lift. Hopefully it starts. Oh, yeah. Sure, we've made it somehow. Oh, probably a little too far forward, but make sure nothing is ablaze. I think we're good. Okay, move you guys over there and get to work. Okay, well here we are, back working on this. I just did the water pump, thermostat, you know, normal stuff. We need to install the new lower hose, belts, and put the fan back in and the shroud and all that jazz. And then I think we'll be good under here. I mean, you've seen me do a water pump before, so same thing. Replace this little rubber elbow, replace this big chunker. Still need to put Pertronics in the distributor. That's really easy though, and then we'll have to figure out a tax solution for that too, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, I'm gonna just get this alternator belt off of here, and we will continue on taking off that. Then there's also two transcooler lines that happen to be right here while it's not on the lift, so I mean might as well. I bought those, change those out, get those going. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm going to gather up a couple tools, 13, 17 belts, something. And yeah, we'll keep rolling on this. So follow along, I guess. Alrighty, got the lower hose on, hose clamps on, looks good. Let's jam the fan back in there. These are kind of a balancing act of shroud, fan, same time slide in and doodad. Try not to stab a hole in the radiator thing. Go. That guy like that, but get a bolt in the top. Come back and do these belts again, remove the fan and the shroud again. It's fine, it's fine. Let's get these shroud bolts finger tight in here. It's nice and crusty. Okay, finger tight. Rest of these fan bolts in here. Figure out where I put my 10 mil wrench. Should have been last used over here. But who knows, right? There it is, right there on the floor. Who knew? I did. I knew. Try to run these fan bolts in as far as you can by hand, so you don't have to sit here and twist forever. Now, whenever you have the pulley off, you won't get it fully seated. Usually with the belts on, it recesses just a tiny bit, and then the fan kind of sits on the nub. But you tighten these down like you would a wheel or whatever, side to side, alternate. It'll suck right in there and be good to go. So, some type of mouse over there making a noise. Yes, we've been invaded. Let's do something about that. Yeah, I'm going to sit here, tighten up this fan, and we'll come back at you. Alright, we got hose on, fan shroud tightened, hose clamps tightened. Put a new vacuum coupler on the Diz advanced feed over there. Still, loose. But I'm going to throw the air cleaner on and plug everything back in and make sure it starts up. Make sure we didn't put the Diz back in wrong afterwards or something like that, before we go tackling onto the Pertronics wiring, which is pretty easy. We just basically delete on the factory ignition module box thing, and then you got to run like a resistor or something to do the tack. I did that on my 107 also, which is D-Jet, so pretty easy. Yeah, let's throw the air cleaner in and see what we got. We'll find a battery for it somewhere. Still haven't bought one of those. I hate batteries. Never have enough. These air filters are tricky. There's a breather hose in the back. Make sure you snag on there. Doesn't really affect anything, to be honest. Besides, you'd have crankcase ventilation just in the atmosphere, which isn't great. But okay, so what the heck was that? Anyways, I think we're on there. All right, find a battery and throw it in this thing. Oh, before I forget, radiator drain radiator drain bolt. I've done that before. Throw that in there before we forget about it. I think that's a 19. Not going to run it very long either. You got to run up, get some coolant. And the good stuff, nice blue benzo coolant. Missed a fan shroud bolt. Hardest one to get to, of course, way down in here. Behind the dang oil cooler lines. Throw this one right in the fender, and we will get that when it's on the lift so I can actually reach it. Okay. Let's go find one of these guys. Should have a battery. What is behind power barn number 1? Ah, yes, a battery. Weighs. Oh, this is the heaviest battery I own. It's an AGM, and it was given to me, so I would never spend money on an AGM. But it works. Oh gosh. Okay. Come on, battery terminals. Get on that. I think it should just fire right up, but you never know. Might have put the diz in the wrong spot, to which we will find out very quickly. You need to let me know if you see anything skeptical. Oh yeah. I don't know what that is, but got a brake light on. Oh, that makes sense. Cool. Seems good to me. We'll throw a timing light on it after we put the Pertronics on it. I'm not going to mess with that right now. You can see it dangling in the ballots here. But okay, well, cooling system done. I think next step, I guess, fill her up with coolant. Then we'll move her over to the left. I have done one side of the brakes. We will work on the other. I've put later brakes on it from a 78 450 SL or something like that. Anyways, those have a slightly larger caliper, slightly larger rotor, and definitely bigger pads. So you got to do a little bit of shaving of the caliper. But if you compare it to the original caliper, the amount of grinding you have to do makes it look just like the original caliper. But I'll show you all that when we work on the other side. So we're gonna move this over there to the left, and yeah, dump some coolant in it. Then once we're under it, we can see if it leaks out of anything, see if I messed up, pinched a gasket, whatever. Never know. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. We'll be back when we're on in the air. Oh, Jesus. All right. All right, we're over here on the old passenger side. Get this brake installed. Goodbye. 4 lugs because there was 1 locking lug. That is now no more. So, good old Pentas. All right, I think the brake lines are gonna do something. Doubt it. Yeah, 11. Chisel that undercoat off of there. Holy crap, it came free. Who would have guessed it? Never that fortunate. Come on. There you go. There. What else? Shouldn't be much fluid in it. All right, now we need to, oh sweet. Caliper's already loose. These in the knuckle before I set them somewhere precarious. If you didn't know, on 107s, 123s, 114s, 115s, probably 108, I don't know. The rotor bolts to the hub on the backside, so you have to take the wheel bearings out and pull the whole thing off, and there's like, I think they're 10s, Allen head or something, and you just unbolt them. Usually when I do this, I either re-grease the wheel bearings or replace depending on how they sound. This one seems all right. We might be able to get away with just greasing it. I have wheel bearings, but I'd like to get a look at, if the races are bad, I just do the bearing itself. So we'll get a look at what they look like in there and see what we think. So pop that dust cap off, find a screwdriver. Ow. Nice shot, landed right in the brake caliper. It's pretty good. Well, I mean, plenty of grease in there. Doesn't look like peanut butter. It's kind of yellow still, which I think the factory uses like a lime green or a yellow or something. Take that Allen key out that holds the keeper in place. I don't know. Of course, it's not over there. Okay, we'll go over here. I think it's ever too far. Ooh, been a while. Actually, let's put this stuff right in there. Towel. Piece of paper to set this on. The bearing looks pretty nice actually. I did the other side already and that bearing was kind of scuzzy. But we'll get this off. Let's see what we got. Come on! By the time that seal on the back fights you. Wow. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Now that doesn't usually. Maybe we're doing bearings on this side anyways. Usually that doesn't just stay in there. Man, this. Oh. Yuck. Oh yeah, that bearing is shot. Okay. How do you get it off there? Hopefully it didn't weld itself to it. This one say, it looks like maybe a little bit. Maybe we can get a little persuasion since we have replacements. Maybe we can tap it back. Hi, brass guy. Let that thing eat a little bit. I feel like they don't usually stick unless they get really hot, which maybe this one did. Dang. Yeah, I think this one's right off. I'm just going to bend this off. Might have to cut the inner race off the dang spindle. Like I said, I got new bearings, so I'm going to mutilate this one. Then I can get at that inner race. Maybe we can try to heat it up after that, but if we can get this off. Got new seal too, so I mean, what you're seeing isn't too brutal. Come on. Man, yeah, you would think with any sort of prying like this, it would just come right off. But it ain't. It's very displeased, I think. So I'm glad I'm doing these then. The inner race on these is a real bear to get off. I don't know why. The other side I ground a little groove in the knuckle itself so I could get behind it and hit it with my brass. The brass just deforms. You can use a screwdriver too. But you risk marring stuff off, but nothing file can't solve. Okay, that's off. Now what? Cage out of here. Go away! And my floor is littered with little beads. I don't see like any evidence of it being super hot, but the inner race of that cage bearing looks great too. I don't know. You can see a little heat in the end of the spindle, but okay, let's see what kind of device we can clamp on there. Pipe wrench? Pipe wrench? I don't see, I guess this is not really going to grab on there. Continue to hit it. Ow. Oh yes, there we go. Come on. Coming off. Come on, baby. Yep. Come on. All right, we're getting there, we're getting there. Come on! Guess I could use one of them thingy things. I can't be far from coming off though. I mean, come on. I guess we'll try one of those. I don't think that one's big enough. Okay. I mean, it's almost there. It just needs a little bit of it. Oh, and then it'll be off. That's not. This one's missing a leg. Hello. Where did your leg run off to? Gone forever, apparently. Okay, we can keep beating on it. Maybe a little screwdriver action. I don't know. This is being a pain in the butt. little brace bougie. Oh, yes. Where's my screwdriver? It's wiggling, it's wiggling. There it is. Jeez. Not that bad. Oh yeah. I see some heat in that. Come here, Mr. Seal. Well, we got new ones of these too, but mess it up. I guess we gotta back up. Get some grease shovels in here. Yeah, you can definitely see that was hot. I think it'll be all right though. We'll give it like hit it with some 2000 or something. It'll be good. Another thing you got to do. The brakes I'm putting on it, the big brakes, is take this lip and kind of just flay it out, bend it out, so it fits the big rotors. Quote big. They're like maybe 2 millimeters larger in diameter or something like that. I don't know. But you cannot get the rotors. I mean, you can get the rotors, but you can't get calipers for these early cars. I don't know why. I think they're more closely adjacent to a 108 brake caliper V8 car, and well, can't get those either, so here we are. This is definitely the proper tool. And once you, okay, sure. All right, we're gonna go through, at least I'm going to, here's what I was saying about this guy. I don't know, there's these big bolts, you undo those and the rotor comes right off, but yeah, there's a huge lip on these. And yeah, obviously the bearing was smoked, so we'll see how easy that race wants to come out, but it's always your inner one that you got to worry about, you know. Silent killer. I guess it's not silent, but anyways, let's strip that down, blast out the races, and we'll bring you back when we're putting the big brakes on. Okie doke. We have new bearings, races, packed, juiced up, good to go. Now comes the fun part. Test fit this here caliper. Basically, what you run into is well, maybe this one will just work. You got to tighten the bolts up, make sure it trims up. There's this lip here that the other side didn't have, that it's ground back even further, so it clears this. As you can see, in the original caliper, it has this big slope that they use to clearance it. I don't know why, but it's how it is. Yeah, the other side they didn't have this two-step thing going, so it didn't just bolt up. But this one just seems to be like it's going to just bolt up. I don't even have to grind the sucker. I will paint it white though, because dipped in white car. Yeah, this looks good. Awesome. Well, that just made my life easier. I don't have to spend 10 minutes sitting here grinding on this thing. Big old 76 printer. I don't know what that means, but I'm just going to tighten these both up just to make sure everything's seated and happy. Oh yeah, good to go. Sweet. That's exactly what I wanted. Plenty of clearance. All right, awesome. Well, now we just need to scuff that up. Give her the old with universal duplicolor white. Slap the pads in, slap new soft line on. Give them an old bleed. I do have rebuild kits for the back. I didn't buy calipers, I don't know why. But maybe they work. If they're really stuck, we'll buy a new set of calipers for it. But I like to rebuild them. It's kind of satisfying when you get them apart, clean them up, clean the pistons. The pistons are almost never rusty in Mercedes calipers. I don't know why, but I took apart some Triumph Spitfire caliper pistons. Man, they were just rusted and pitted to crap. These, don't know. Upper control arm things, we'll do those when we're in here too. This whole wheel is blowing out. Those are really easy. Bam, bam. So we'll do those while the paint's drying. I'm going to take this off, go over there and paint it, and bring you in to do the uppers. Okay. Let's get you in here. So, the screw stuck to the bottom of this. Wait, what is that from? Anyways, so the upper control arm bushes here, pretty easy. You don't need to do anything with a spring or nothing. You just got to take these guys off, and here, I think they're torque yield bolts. I don't know, but they're real easy to get out. And the bushings usually just fall out. They aren't like pressed anything crazy in there. So, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty common thing on the 107, 115. Anything that uses this front subframe design. You'll get the brakes pulling you in weird directions or loud clunks and stuff, just because they have so much play in the upper bushings that they just flop all over. Do them, they're easy and they're cheap. Unfortunately, Uro is the only one who has replacement parts that I can find. Maybe the Classic Center still sells them, but I mean, the price that they sell them at, and they seem fine. So, I don't know, they come with new bolts and stuff too, but I feel like for 20 bucks or whatever it is to do a side, it's not that big of a deal. What the hell is that? Woodpecker or something outside. Anyways, what is that? Maybe it's my door just moving on its own from the wind. Yeah, hardest part about this is just getting a wrench in there. Once you break it loose though, you're golden. The lower ones now, those ones you gotta get funny with a spring and stuff. 107s are kind of a turd to get a spring compressor into because of this frame rail comes over. You can't get your whatever captive spring thing that Mercedes uses. So what I found is if you have like a little cutting air disc or whatever, you can zip out the hole on the bottom of the lower control arm just slightly big enough to get your compressor in there, and then you're good to go. You just make sure you paint it so it doesn't rot out or whatever. It shouldn't, it's really thick steel. But yeah, the first time I did that I was really like, oh, how do you do that? Oh, right. So, anyways. I didn't do these on the other side yet. Go over there and pop the tire off and do the brakes. I'll go ahead and do them too. Or bleed the brakes, I should say. I got a power bleeder for that. So really all you need to do is pump her up and crack the bleeder and go to town. But since I'll be over there with the tire off, you can just do these suckers real easy. So we'll get them done over there too. Okay, maybe I can get that one by hand now. It's gonna flop over on you, maybe. Nice CAD plated bolt. There it is. Hello. You don't have a brake line on there, not really a big deal. Good time to check your ball joint. Rivet it in on these. You can buy replacements and bolt them in, or you can buy the whole arm with the bushings already in it. Dealer's choice, I guess. And these just pop out with a screwdriver. Nothing crazy. These aren't in too bad a shape. Original. I just like to do them cheap and easy. Just drop them right on the floor. Forget they're down there. Run them over when you back out. New ones just slide right in. Of course, you can lube them up if you like. They usually just flop right in there. I've never really had a problem with them. Could be the quality of the Uro parts, but they work, I guess. This is a tricky part, getting them both kind of jammed in there in sync. Be a bit of a bear. And the bolts go in from the inside out, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get them in there. Wow, no way did I just get that on the first try. Jeez. I struggled with that for a while on the SLC the other day, but this car's just too nice, I guess. Happy to be alive. Wahooey. Just snug these up, and then I usually put the front end on like a ramps or something. Work them down. Pretty easy. I don't know if they matter if you torque it right height, but I do. Because usually you do when it's a bushing. Ball joint, not so much bushing, yes. Let's get them slightly snug. And really send them down once we get it on the ground. Okay. All right, those are on. We're gonna deal with the lowers later because we are going to tackle these guys. Subframe bushes. Figure might as well do that while it's just dangling. Or really it's not that much work to just do them later, or they're not really related to these at all. So we're gonna do those. They don't even actually look that bad. I seem to remember them looking petrified, but maybe I'm getting them confused with the uppers. We'll see how it drives. If the front feels like it's moving when you brake, I'll mess with them. But otherwise, we'll just leave them. All right, I'm gonna go put another coat of paint on that. Sorry if I was blinding you. Another coat on that caliper over there. Let that dry up. Take a break. Have a Coke or something. Come back, throw this back together. I think we're making good progress today. Cooling system works, that's done. Got bushes in there, bada bing. So yeah, we'll be back. Okay, got the fronts thrown back together. They work great, bled out nice. Now let's mess with the backs. Sway bar links. Let's add those to the list. Oops, forgot those existed. Guess those are cheap. Okay. Place your bets. Will the brake lines come undone? Probably. It's not too rusty back there. Yep. There's a weird little jumper hard line back here. I'm not so sure what that's about. Early weird stuff. Probably just more similar to like a 108 of the era. Because later SL rear calipers are more like a 123. Whatever. We'll see. Every brake build, rebuild kit I've been getting has been wrong lately. Probably will be wrong for these too. It's alright though. This side, I think the soft hose is just collapsed. And the other side also collapsed, but acting as a check valve, whereas this one doesn't let any fluid back. The other one lets fluid through, but not the other way. That other side is slightly sticky in comparison to this side. This side I tried to bleed this side and it doesn't have anything. Didn't bleed the other side and it worked fine, so. Come on, tiny day. Okay. That's out. Alright, now let's try the chassis side. Oh yeah. Need some light on this situation. I can't see anything in there. Light obtained. Got fluid to this one, contrary to what the bleeder has to say. Nasty old maple syrup looking fluid, but fluid nonetheless. Alright, let's take this caliper off. Let that pee out because it's nasty looking anyways. What do we think? 19? 17? 40? 6. Clearly. Oh, it stinks over here. Okay. Wrong way. It was 19 if anyone was wondering. Huh. Whew. I need a bar. What is that one different? Hey, come on. Seems to be the issue here. Someone previously rounded this one? Oh, I see. It's got one of those little keepers. So these early cars have those little metal flaps that fold over the bolts just to keep them. Maybe it's not just early cars, maybe they all have it, and usually the junk I buy, they just don't have it anymore. But I don't don't usually put them back on because it takes like 2 seconds. Man, this does nasty looking. Okay, we're on. Oh. What was I doing? Probably need a pipe. Pipe and a little breaker bar. Breaker bar, check. Pipe. Glue. Mr. Pipe. I'm interested in your acquaintance. Acquaintance? I don't know. Okay. Find the old jack handle. Yep. Ah, yep. I got brake pads for this somewhere. Yeah, that stuff sure looks nasty coming out of there. I wonder if the brake hoses have tube. They don't. So this has this weird little thing and then 2 females on the brake hose. I had one from my 108 that I didn't use somewhere. Okay. We could do is order. Man, these pads are like brand new. Let's just order 1, 2, 3 rear calipers. I'm gonna have to rebuild these. Where's the 1, 2, 3 rear caliper? Aha! Conveniently on the floor over here. Okay. Not that one. Probably this one. Nope. Yes. Okay. Nope. Alright. I'll show you guys the difference here. Here's the one that come off the car. And see the outlet inlet is on the top of the caliper, whereas this is a 123 one. It's down on the bottom, and the difference is now the 123 calipers will bolt right up, and then you can just use this soft line. This will thread right into the caliper. At least that's how they do it on 123s. Come on. Thread that puppy in, and then that will just screw right up into that fitting there. So I think that's a win-win. You don't have to rebuild the rear calipers, and 7, you can just use the 123 hose and call it a day. Let me just get some new rotors too, I guess. Alright, so what do we got? Sway bar lengths, rotors, rear calipers, Bob's your uncle. So yeah, I think we're going to do that. Save me some time too in the rebuild department. I don't know why they use those style calipers on the back of these, but went through a similar thing on my 108. I ended up getting 123 rear calipers and just making a new little hard line, and it was perfect. So I know they'll work. It's just annoying. I was hoping to have full braking power so we could go for a drive, but I guess we aren't that fortunate. So we'll bring you back when I'm doing something else. I got to decide what I'm going to do. Probably try to work on the rear subframe bushes, get those replaced, and then we got to tackle the front subframe bushes. Haven't done those before, but we're going to figure it out. So anywho, we'll bring you back when we're doing something else. Okay, we got brake parts. Let's do the brakes. Again. I think I'm still waiting on my sway bar end links, but those are easy enough to do. Need to bust that rotor off. Oh, easy. Let's see. Damn boxes. Rotor acquired from box. Okay, let's get a little, see if we can get a little tappy on that. Okay. Oh. Ta-da! Ooh, the backside's pretty gross. All right, get our new rotor here. Rotor. I'm going to resist my urge to lube this up with anti-seize because this car will live in Nashville and it'll be just fine down there. Maybe we can give it a little though. Well, even better. Yeah, we've got the power brush. Sure you get your little dowel lined up. Bam, like that. Go grab our freshly painted white caliper. Cute little guy. Ooh, snap crackle. Save the bolts over here. Again, we're not going to reuse this bracket with the cool little hardline stuff, but we'll save it. Don't throw nothing away. Don't need that with the snarl brake setup. say normal, I should say maybe more modern in terms of Mercedes. Definitely seems like a carryover design. And voila! That is this side done. Nice new brake rotors, calipers, pads all around. It's gonna drive really good. Yesterday I went and did the front subframe bushings. Actually not too bad. There's a good video by, I think his channel is Auto Sick or something. You just do the front two and the rear two, not at the same time. Tilt the subframe forward, tilt it backward, really easy. Every 107 needs them that I've ever come across. They're always blown. They'll make your cowl shake really bad. The front end will feel really loose. So highly recommend doing that job. So yeah, what else? What do we got left on this thing? Fill the brakes up, bleed the brakes, do the other side, I guess, before we fill them up. I think I need to balance one tire. I ran out of sticky weights. What else? Clean it. Not a lot. We get drive it, obviously. Driven it up and down the road shortly. We'll take it out for a nice cruise. See if it gets hot, stays cool, does the things. The windows don't work. I got it to move once. The switches in these are the early black switches with the chrome around them. Those are known to just shit the bed. So maybe we'll take those apart and try to clean them, see if we can get them to work. I've wiggled the fuses many times, no luck there. So we'll see. Then take a look at the power antenna, I guess. See if we can get that to work. If not, throw one in there that we have. But yeah, I put the carpet and stuff back in the trunk today. Fixed some rust here. Fixed, wire wheeled it down, painted it. So yeah, I think we're about ready to wrap up on this sucker. Not been too much work, but worth it, I think. Should drive really nice. We gotta do an oil change, but have all the stuff for that. Be good. Did the coolant already. Transmission fluid is bright red, so I'm not too worried about that. Maybe we'll check the diff fluid, see if it's shiny at the fill plug or something. Do those. Flex discs are good. Shocks are all right. So yeah, I'm happy with it. We're gonna go ahead and do the other side. I got to paint the calipers, so it takes some time. It's a little chilly today too. Yeah, we'll go from there. But I think we're about ready to wrap it up. Maybe the next video or not the next video. Maybe next thing you see, we'll be driving it down the road, get some shots of it rolling and driving and see how it does. So we'll catch you then. Well, here we are driving it. The speedometer cable makes some noise. Needs gas, but it drives really good. I don't have any complaints. Besides, it's a little chilly in here. No front turn signals because US 0 blah 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 stuff. But I like it. Leaves a little to be desired though in the speed department. Let's give it some here. Sounds good though. Now remember those are in kilometers, but I think this is 160 or something. But it brakes nice and even. Speedometer is just upset about Pertronics. I added a 8.2 kilo ohm resistor in there, and I have the same one in my 450 SL, and it does not do all that. So I don't know if this one's just a little whack, or maybe the cluster needs a ground like all 107s do. But for now, I think it's okay. Yeah, I'm happy with how it drives. It's probably one of the best driving 107s I've ever been in. So I think with that little spell around, we will call it. I've had a lot of fun working on this car. I think it's going to a good home. He's going to enjoy it. Will it stay with the factory M116 3.5 liter? I don't know, but it can definitely be enjoyed as is, or it can get something else done to it, which we're familiar with. But as we arrive back here at Mercedes Lane, I think that'll wrap up this video. It's been quite a couple of months working on it, so apologies if it's choppy, but I get bored and go work on something else. But let's pull her back in the old garage here and call her good.